In this video, I'm going to be addressing one of the biggest problems producers face, getting your kick drum right. I'm going to show you my tried and tested techniques on how to nail killer kick drums every time with minimal processing. And the best thing about this is you'll be able to build up your own custom kick drum library. This video will change your game. So I guarantee every single one of you have probably had frustrations with kick drums. No matter what processing you're using, when you compare it to your reference tracks, they never sound quite as punchy and loud. And today I'm going to show you a few tricks on how to overcome this. One of the real things is utilizing your reference tracks, kick drums, in a way that you can customize them and make them your own. So in this first technique, I'm going to show you how to use the low end of any kick drum. So I've got a loop from a well-known track here. As we can hear, we've got a kick drum, we've got toms, we've got a clap. And on the first kick, we even hear there's some cymbal. So let's take this. So what we're going to do is we're going to utilize this. So what I like to do is generally use WAVs for this. MP3 is fine, but I feel like WAV is a better quality, especially if you want to use it in your own productions. So we've got the kick drum here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to focus on the low end of this. Now I'm going to bring up Logic's EQ. You can use any EQ for this. And I'm going to put a high cut. I'm going to set it at 360. So as you can hear, we've got the main body of the kick. That's what I call the low end of the kick. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull up contact. And in this, I've got my samples in here. So if we go have a look and we just solo this, I've got up in here the Expansive Academy Tech House sample packs. And on their own, these kick drums are good. But I'm going to show you how you can layer this now, utilizing the low end of a kick of one of your favorite tracks, so you can be sure you've got that low end warmth and the weight, and then customize it and layer it with a kick drum from your own personal library to give it your own feel to it. So straight up, we've got these kick drums here. If I just quickly scroll through them, these are good kick drums. But we're going to use the top end of them now. Let's start at number one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the EQ again, and this time I'm going to put a low cut and have it at 360. So if I pull both these EQs up, I've got the low kick rolled off at 360, and I've got the top end of the kick rolled off at 360, both in different ways. So you can see I'm getting the low end from this, the first kick drum, and I've got the top end from the second kick drum. Now let's have a listen to these and audition some kicks. So we'll play them both together. Okay, straight away, look, even that, it's a good result. You can really hear what's going on. I'm going to keep flicking through. That's a nice one. They're all sounding great because we've got the low end right. My favorite, let's go this one. Let's go with 4. So as you can hear, together they sound great. 1 again, all we're taking is that. Now you can change the level of this as well. So say for instance, if you want more top end, you can just boost it up. So now what I'll do is I'll group these both in a track stack, and you can do this with a group in Ableton or a sum in however you're going to use it in Fruity Loops or Cubase. Now we listen to the sum. That's both of them. What I do to make sure I'm not getting any phase issues, let's turn this down a bit. What I do is I will put a gain on this and I'll turn this in mono. So that could be ensure I'm not getting any phase issues. Let me just check the levels again. Cool. Now if I export this out now, I've got my own custom kick drum. If we have a listen to this kick drum on its own, doesn't sound anything like it now. And we've got our own feel to it. So let's export this and we can bring it in and see what it sounds like. Have a look at it. I'm gonna call this Perfect Kick Drum JK, just so I know what it is, because I've done a few of these. Right, now I'm gonna pull it in. I'll pull it in on another channel, put it here for now. Let's get an audio channel. So I'm gonna solo this on its own. And there we go. Perfectly usable kick drum. It's got the weight of my previous tracks. We have a look at it. No phasing issues going on here. Everything looks good. And this is exactly what we want from a kick drum. So let's just do another one and I'll show you some other things that you could possibly do as well. Let's get another kick drum in. So that one. What's great about this now, say if I want to add some real crunch to it, I can add some distortion. Just to add even more flavor to it. I could even as well, I can change the pitch of it here. And as you can see, this is a fantastic way to make your own kick drums. And I guarantee you, they're going to sound amazing in your productions and amazing in the club. Yeah. Now I've done this over the years, numerous times, changing the different low end, different top kits to create my own kick drums, and you can hear them in most of the tracks I've released. Now I'm going to show you another technique where you can lift a sample directly from a track and use it in your production with no issues. Right, I'm going to show you another way here if you just literally want to lift a kick drum out of a track. Now this is a very well-known track here, I won't say what it is, but you could utilize this on a track or a drum loop you get from Splice or Loop Cloud, etc. Let's have a listen to this. Okay, so you think, if I want to sample this kick drum. Now, sampling house music, you know, the house music culture has been built from sampling. So sampling kick drums and building up a library like this is the way most producers are utilizing kick drums. I've worked with some of the best producers in the industry. Everybody does this. Everyone's built up their library like this. And then obviously utilizing techniques like I've showed you as well to customize them, tweak them, and then further processing. I've shown you some kick drum processors in other videos, but I'll probably do a video in the next few months on kick drum processing when mixing. But say for instance, if we want to lift this kick drum, we really just like the track. We think, oh, I really want to use a kick drum in my track. Say for instance, let's pick one. Now this is quite clean. You've only got a kick and a hat. So these are the type of kicks that you'd want to try and focus on if you was to do this. So let's zoom right in. Make sure we start on the point, on the start point. So we could easily just cut the hi-hat out, but by doing this, we're actually going to be losing low end. So let's just do that, and you'll hear what I mean. So look, I'm going to cut that point right here, and then on this, I'm just going to put a fade in, fade out. Just so we can hear what's going on and we can see. So if I just remove this now, it sounds pretty nice, but we still have lost something, and I'll show you what we've lost. If I bring this exactly down, bring up Q3 on this loop here. Sorry, bring up the right Q3, that would help. There you go. Let me mute this. See, all this low end, we've actually lost that. So if you think I want to sample the kick drum, you put it in your track, and for some reason your low end's not working, it's probably because you've removed a third of the low end of the kick. So there's various ways you can do this, But so for wherever we can do this, quite simply, we can use an EQ rather than using a complicated filter and setting up the envelope. We can just really easily use an EQ. Now I'm just going to put a low cut on this. Sorry, I'm going to put a high cut on this. I'm going to set this to 60 hertz. And now all we hear is that, right? And this is actually quite a lot of low end there. You see a lot of sub information. So the combination of these together. Now I might want to lower this a couple dB, because when you put filter points on at kind of these areas, you kind of get a bit of resonance. So I can just lower this maybe a few dBs. Let's go to -7. Bounce that out again. We can put these both in a bus and put gain on, make this in mono. Bounce that out. Very, very usable kick drum. Don't forget, look, if we remove the bottom end of it, we're shortening the kick. Let's get an EQ up just so you can see what's going on, and it's really the length of the kick drum. If we take this away, you're going to see this is going to go, the low end is going to go away quicker. So it just lengthens the kick drum. So 2 killer ways on how to build up your kick drum library, both very usable, both get great results. So I'm sure you're going to have fun with this in your own productions and have amazing results and have a big smile on your face when you get your kick drum working. Anyway guys, see you soon.